Hello, my name is Chris Darrow. I'm a nurse with Village Hospice. Welcome to the annual memorial service and butterfly release. Village Hospice is a service of John Knox Village, which celebrated its 50th anniversary last year. This is the second year to be holding this service virtually, and we are so glad you're participating. This event is a meaningful time to remember and honor those who have passed. This past year and a half has impacted us in many different ways. We have lost many loved ones and others who are dear to us. We all have also experienced grief in many other ways. The loss of gathering together, the loss of being with loved ones as they passed away, the loss of meaningful connection. The pandemic affected us all in unique and powerful ways. As we recognize this loss and take time to reflect, we also look ahead. We are slowly gathering again with those we love and are returning to do those things that bring us joy. It actually reminds us of the butterfly, who after being in a cocoon for a time, eventually changes into a butterfly and using its new wings, flies away. As we begin the service, you're invited to light a candle as well as gather mementos of your loved one to have during the service. Again, thank you for joining us for this important time of remembering. Next, we will have a message from John Knox Village President and CEO, Dan Rexroth.
At John Knox Village, our product is our people. We don't sell anything, we don't manufacture anything. Our organization is about people. And relationships is really who we are. We build trust, we build relationships. And you know, over the last year, this COVID year, as I call it, it's been a year of loss. Not only loss of lives, and certainly we've lost plenty of those, but it's loss of relationships. It's loss of connectivity. It's really a loss of getting together with people. And that has not only impacted the patients and those we serve, but it's impacted the caregivers. We want to thank our caregivers because of what they have done, how they persevered, how they pulled through, and how they pulled together over these last 12 months. It's really been remarkable. It's really been something spectacular when so many times even the caregivers themselves have experienced losses in their own lives. I know during this past year I've lost my own son, Jesse. So many caregivers also have stories of their own personal losses. And we also know that when you love deeply, you grieve deeply. And grief is not a bad thing. It's really a healthy response. And so we encourage people to grieve. We encourage people to process. We know that we don't necessarily fix grief. As a matter of fact, we shouldn't try to fix grief, but we should try to tend to our grief. And so that's what we do. That's how staff supports each other. That's how caregivers get along. But this has been that kind of a year. And so we know that for us at John Knox Village, companionship is really the best medicine. And so we work together. John Knox Village is about a group of people that building a culture, building a positive culture. We call it pride. We know we need to tell our story. We need to tell our personal story of grief, our personal story of loss. I would encourage you to tell your story because while sometimes that's tortuous, it's also therapeutic when we tell our story. So a big thanks to our caregivers this past year. They've done a marvelous job. They've done it because we've pulled together. We found companionship with one another, and we've worked through this COVID year together, and we look forward to a bright future post-COVID.
We hope you enjoyed getting a glimpse of the wonderful care provided by our nurses and other associates during the past year. Next, we'll have a musical performance by Kota Hayton, who will be performing his rendition of You've Got a Friend by Carole King.
When you're down and troubled and need some love and care, when nothing, oh nothing is going right, close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest nights. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call and I'll be there. You've got a friend. When the sky above you grows gray and full of clouds, when that old north wind begins to blow, close your eyes and think of me and call my name out loud, and soon I'll be knocking at your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call and I'll be there. Now ain't it good to know that you've got a friend when the world can be so cruel? It'll hurt you, yes, desert you. It'll take your soul if you let it. Oh, don't you let it. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call and I'll be there. You've got a friend.
We will now be hearing from Victor Force, Village Hospice Chaplain, who will be sharing some encouraging words.
Hello. I would like to share with you some thoughts from Dr. Alan Wolfitz, who is an expert in our country on grief. In his article, And Now What?, Dr. Wolfelt shares the wisdom that we can learn from geese. Whenever we are impacted by significant loss of any kind, we are always changed by it. Whenever a loved one dies, we'll never really quite be the same. And this hard work of grief is, in fact, the process by which we reconstruct and come to terms with our new normal. It is this very process by which we find our new identities and understanding of what gives us life and what gives us meaning. Like any great loss, COVID-19 has forever changed us. And so many of us are now in a period of reconstructing our new normal. All this hard work of grieving and mourning is helping us to find our new normal. And it requires a great deal of human empathy and kindness. And if there was ever a time when we needed human kindness, it is now. On reflecting on our need to support one another, Dr. Wolfitz says we only need to look to the skies and see the wisdom of geese. First, the geese will fly in formation. With each individual goose forming its wings, it helps those that go behind it. We're finding a new normal in this post-pandemic era, and we are on a journey together. We can all be uplifted by one another. You need not travel on the journey alone, nor should you try. Secondly, when a goose falls out of formation, it experiences a drag and a resistance. It remembers quickly that it needs to get back into formation to experience the advantage of the uplifting of the flock. We together are on this journey, and we can be uplifted by one another. Also, if one goose has a problem, then two other geese will leave the formation and go and companion and support it and protect it. We as humans need to continue to support and protect one another. Finally, while flying in formation, the geese call out to one another as a kind of mutual support and encouragement. Now is the time we all need encouragement from one another and to remind us of our interconnectedness. May you be given grace on your journey.
Next, we'll enter our time of remembrance as we take the next few moments to honor those we've lost. You will see the names of loved ones shared on the screen. The music, All Shall Be Well, is an original piece provided by songwriter Kota Hayton. As a reminder, you're encouraged to light a candle or have mementos of your loved one nearby. Butterflies are a symbol of transformation, hope, and life. Each year, Village Hospice has incorporated butterflies into our service as a way to bring healing and encouragement. We will now have our butterfly release as we remember those we've lost. Finally, Ketty Dawson, Administrator of Village Hospice, will share a message to conclude our program.
Hi, I'm Ketty Dawson, the Hospice Administrator with Village Hospice. I want to send out a thank you to the nurses and aides who, despite the unknown, ran to the patients and families in need. Thank you to our social workers, chaplains, and bereavement counselors who have not abandoned our families in that time that we have not ever experienced. I have always looked for the hope in every situation. As a leader in hospice, this past year was very challenging to find hope for my staff, patients, and families, but I did find it. It was in the resilience of the individuals I had the privilege of working with every day. There were situations beyond our control, and we did the best we could to ensure that the patients had the best care and to be present for their families. We as humans have rituals for everything. Some call it a routine. The ritual of death, which can bring peace to family, friends, and caregivers, was brutally stripped away from us this past year. So the question is now, how do we, the bereaved, find peace? We do new routines. We keep doing it until we find a glimmer of hope. I would like to share a poem by Mary Elizabeth Fry. She composed this poem in a moment of inspiration and scribbled it on a bag. She actually wrote it to comfort a family friend who had just lost her mother and was unable to even visit her grave. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am in 1,000 winds that blow. I am the softly falling snow. I am the gentle showers of rain. I am the fields of ripening grain. I am in the morning hush. I am in the graceful rush of beautiful birds in circling flight. I am the starshine of the night. I am the flowers that bloom. I am in a quiet room. I am in the birds that sing. I am in each lovely thing. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I do not die. Look for your loved one in everything you do. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your journey.